Hello everyone, my name is Lowko, and welcome back to a professional match of StarCraft 2. Now what I've got for you today is a best of 5 series of Zerg versus Terran, where in the upper left-hand corner of 10 million feet, we have none other than Rogue, and his opponent, playing in red, playing with the Terran pieces, we have ByuN. ByuN, okay, sending out an SCV right at the very start of the game. And a second one will be following it as well. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of spice right from the get-go. I've heard that the Koreans can handle quite a lot of spice. So let's see if Rogue is likewise going to be in here. Okay, a bit of a disgusting Terran cheese. He does have an Overlord out onto the map, of course, but it is not quite heading in the right direction. 2 barracks on the left side of 10,000 feet. Make it 3. As ByuN is gonna commit to effectively a full all-in. This is something that you can technically recover from, but you really do need to deal critical amounts of damage on the other side of the map. There is no gas taken, so this is going to be Marines, and then more Marines, and then more Marines. That's the strategy. Rogue already has gone for a spawning pool, but it's a spawning pool after a hatch. Now, it is a gasless opener. He's thinking about taking one right now, but if... Okay, I thought for a second Rogue wanted to go for like a triple hatch build. That would be problematic. That would be a massive issue, because he would just not have any units. I actually think the late gas here is favorable for Rogue, because you don't really need Zerging speed all too early. He's not going to commit here with the Overlord Scout either, so Rogue is going to be completely in the dark. He's not going to know about what's happening here whatsoever. Bunker will likely be built. Yeah. There we go. And now it's up to Rogue to panic. Or maybe try not to. Spinecrawler coming up already. That Spinecrawler is really a lifeline in this type of scenario. Drones are pulled from the high ground. A little bit of damage done onto the Spinecrawler so far. SCV here has shuffled towards the right side. A lot of drones have been pulled though. The problem is, of course, that there will be a lot more Marines on the back of this, and there's no Zerging speed or anything like that coming. He's mostly just buying time here for the Spine to finish up. Now, likewise, the bunker is now done. 2 queens are being pumped out, but he already knows where this game is headed. With the bunker finished up, ByuN is going to get the quickest 1-0 advantage that I've had all year. Next up, we find ourselves on everybody's favorite... Missing you today. It sounds like an anime. Wait, really, ByuN? Whoa, ByuN! No way. Are we... No, ByuN. Are we doing it again? Sure. Sure, let's speed run this best of 5 series. Why not? ByuN is thinking about going for another proxy. Do we send a 3rd worker as well? I kind of feel like we have to commit now, right? I mean, if we do... Yeah, sure, why not? If we do it, we gotta do it well. May as well commit, you know? No half measures. So, ByuN is going for our 2nd triple Rex proxy of the series. Okay. Hatchery first again from Rogue. I'm assuming we're gonna make a spawning pool yet again here for Rogue, but likewise, just as in the previous game, he does not scout in the right direction. He is scouting for proxies, but sadly for him, yeah, there's no proxies building over here. It's on the opposite end of the map. There is a 2nd OV roughly heading in this direction, and Rogue may actually get a glimpse over here of the Rex. That is actually a big deal, because it will allow him the heads up that he can pull out a gas, maybe start up the Spinecrawler ever so slightly quicker. I mean, we're talking about very, very thin margins here, so any sort of scout is big. And I think he's gonna catch the tail end. Ugh, God, it's so slow. Yeah, he sees it now. This is when Rogue thinks to himself, this mother lover is what he thinks to himself right now. Drone heads on down to the low ground. I would imagine we build a spine over here. Yeah, but he's already pulled the boys. And this does make a big difference. Like, getting a glimpse of it, suddenly that bunker can be targeted all on its own. I like it. Now the Spinecrawler. Like, this is already miles better than the previous game. So just a glimpse is really all you want. Now, it still comes down to an absolute micro fest. Super difficult to pull this defense off for Rogue. Obviously, he did pull a lot of boys, so his income is going to be atrocious. Now the Zerglings are out, though. Not a single drone has died just yet. A couple of Zerglings here will be able to finish the job. Easy peasy. Micros back the most exposed ones. Nicely done. Creep is extended far away enough right now that the bunker is not going to be within range of the hatchery anymore. And suddenly, it becomes textbook. Yeah, this is perfect here. For Rogue. Now, he's not out of the woods just yet. The main problem, of course, is that there's still Marines being pumped out. But, yeah, ByuN is not in as nearly a good a position as the previous game. Because in the previous game, he had already won. Now Zergling speed is coming up. Command center? I mean, sure, but kind of risky. Otto is going to see it. Come on, Otto. Have a little peek. Yeah, there you go. Otto is going to spot the command center. And now you're suddenly thinking here as a Zerg, can I maybe make a link flood? Like, should I just bump out the boys? Send them all out onto the map, like all of the Zerglings? Should I send them out when link speed is done? Well, regardless of what he does, I think he needs more of those links, because the Marines are still powerful, man. Men with gun. Strong. Men with, bitey boys. Not as strong. And this may actually still work out really nicely here for ByuN. You know, that build is literally so strong, I never see it lose. Or how did the meme go again? This is like a 2011 StarCraft joke. Shout out to the boomers as well that get it. There's no way. ByuN is still winning. This is game over. ByuN is, despite the fact that he is not really able to get anything done here with this cheese early on, he just pumped out more Marines. And then he fought right before link speed was done. Okay, do it again. ByuN, I both hated it and I loved it at the same time. Do it again. Yeah, supply depot over here. No, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. The timing does not quite line up. We're doing a low ground wall? Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, I say fine, but I actually don't think it is. Nah, I think we had to go again, man. This is going to be a double Rex opener instead, and he's going to be microing Marines. Like a normie. Like a regular game of StarCraft 2. Ugh. I'm assuming at least we're going to send another SCV down to the low ground in a moment and pump out. Yeah, another Reaper just like it. Fair enough. This map is called Throne of the Dunes. It's got some dogs. Right outside of the natural. Don't really know why. Gotta be a bit of a gangster in order to have like a driveway with a gigantic wolf statue. I do like this map actually, it's quite nice. It's good enough. Very curious to see what the next map pool in SC2 is going to look like. Again, there is a Team Liquid map contest currently ongoing. I will certainly be having a look at all of the finalists as soon as they are announced. So keep an eye out on the youtube.com/moreloko channel, where I will be discussing my favorite ones, and I'll definitely cast some of the games as well over here for, I think it's the Wardy, what is it? The Wardy map contest tournament, where it's not the actual map contest tournament itself, but the pro gamers playing on the maps from the Team Liquid map contest. This is a name, like the tournament that Wardy hosts has a name that is like 99% similar, but one of them is the actual tournament between map makers, and then the other one is the tournament between pro gamers, where they're playing on the maps by the map makers. Still, I don't know if anybody's still listening. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just saying words for myself. That really did make sense in my head, for what it's worth. By the way, we went for this commitment and then made 2 Reapers? Yeah, so this particular series is from the RSL. Now, the RSL decided to not use the official StarCraft 2 tournament map pool, but instead took a bunch of finalists from the TLMC, like this one. So this is the previous Team Liquid map contest, which is a tournament that was sponsored. And because of it, they have been advertising energy drinks, apparently. And I'm sure they're not getting paid. So, I find it all a little curious. I think you should probably pick a different version of the map. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to be plastering sponsors all over the screen. But yeah, it is what it is. So usually the way that it works is that the map contest itself is sponsored. And then for like the duration of the tournament, they will have sponsor icons and whatnot on the map. But then the finalist winners, the ones that ultimately do become ladder maps. Oh, that's a little sloppy. They get updated to like their final version, which then doesn't have any sponsorship logos, and likewise also gets rid of a bunch of doodads in the final performance review, I guess. But anyways, it's a quick roach one right here for Rogue. Very quick lair as well. So even though it's been ByuN speedrunning so far, I think this time around Rogue may be the one who wants to try his hand at speedrunning. Now, obviously, he's a Zerg player, so he doesn't really have the same level of cheese available to him, although Rogue is not somebody that shies away from a proxy hatchery from time to time. This is... Oh, not a... Okay, I thought for a second that could be a Nidus worm, but not the case at all. We're actually just gonna go into an evolution chamber over here. So, Roach Warren. The timing here of the Evo chamber is weird. I don't really like the Evo chamber timing. He's got very quick Roach speed now. If I was ByuN, I would be assuming that this is a Muta opener. He's gonna check. He's gonna see. He wanted to know if it was a Nidus worm. This Evo chamber, or this Evo chamber timing is gonna throw ByuN way off. Because now suddenly, yeah, what in the world does this mean? Is this just Terran playing against a Roach speed push? Apparently, he's decided that he feels brave enough to make at least a little bit of a wander out onto the map. I don't think it's a smart choice, though, to just YOLO the units in without any medevac support. Look at that pushy little SCV. Not quite allowed to go out onto the map either. Yeah, I think you kind of have to chill here. You can fire up a third command center reasonably well, I think. If I were to see this Evo chamber timing, I think I would probably assume it's just a weird macro game. Now, strangely enough, Rogue made the Evo chamber at a strange time, yet again, but then he didn't actually start any upgrade in it at all. Maybe he assumed that ByuN was gonna YOLO in the Reaper and that he's doing this to, like, throw the opponent off, because he's ultimately just going for a Roach speed attack. Okay. I don't know. I don't like it. Feels weird to me. Combat Shields is going to get denied. Yeah, it's very nearly done, but I don't think it's gonna finish. But there's just not enough Zerg to break open the Terran's base, is it? Maybe. ByuN also likewise doesn't believe it, so he starts up double upgrades right now for his Marines. Those are minutes away from finishing. Rogue likewise also doesn't believe it, as he starts up +1 carapace, and then a whole lot of drones. And now we're going to go and sort of just soft contain the Terran out here? I mean, we're now stemming in without combat shields. I find it really risky. Wait, really? We're gonna commit to this fight? What a strange game! Like, this is one of those games that only makes sense because these players are really freaking good. There's mind games upon mind games. Like, there's layers of this sort of stuff. I really don't think ByuN needed to go out there and commit to that fight. Doesn't really make any sense. Maybe if you have combat shields, you can win that, but now he loses a load of workers. And in the meantime, Rogue was building up a ton of drones at home. Problematic game. Yeah, not good at all. I understand ByuN's urgency here, because he knows that he doesn't really want to sit out into his natural expansion for too long, because he needs to secure a third base's mineral line before too long. Like, he cannot compete without securing a third. But I think what this all comes back to is that what ByuN should have done is proxy 3 barracks on the other side of the map at minute 1. Like, I think we can all agree that that is what he should have been doing instead. Now he's in a weird spot. Zergling speed coming up here finally for Rogue. And this is one of the things I do really like, though, all jokes aside about Rogue. Like, he is a very flexible player. He does his Zerg yoga every morning. He's got a build order for every stage in the game, and even though this one is, like, bottom tier, I think. Like, I would probably consider this like a D tier Zerg strat. It's still working in the right situation. Because clearly he wanted to do something super safe, right? He did not want to be cheesed like that yet again. So he decided to play this weird opener. And while I don't think it would work in a straight-up game of SC2, because of this situation, he's shoving forward yet again. Not a third corrosive bile available for that siege tank. He just lost high ground vision as well with the overseer going down. ByuN is plowing through all of these units. It is a literal bloodbath here. But again, it's a trade of the armies, and Rogue gets 23 worker kills to boot. The command center wanted to be ambitious. The wall is no longer, well, set up at all. And because of the roach count, Rogue is still just able to pretty much double his opponent's supply. 2-2 fires up right now for ByuN. A very ambitious 2-2, I will say. He believes he has a chance to actually get back in here, but Rogue is gonna once more commit. Lands bile after bile in the middle of nowhere, but he did also kill one of the tanks. This one over here on the high ground did get repaired back up to full. Rogue really should be denying the mining on that mineral line, but he's got a changeling right next to that siege tank, so he's trying to see if maybe he can stretch his legs on the Ravagers a little bit and get a couple more corrosive biles down. So let's see. Zerglings in the front to tank a bit of the damage. The next layer here of this Zerg army is roaches. It's all just to keep the Ravagers safe. Again, the siege tank doesn't die. But I just don't think ByuN here has the numbers. Maru would have helped. Yeah. I don't think Maru would have been in as much trouble. GG gets cold. Rogue does get a point on the board. I'm gonna take my Rex to the old-time Republic. Go. No. No, it's not. No, that's not. That's not a proxy. Doesn't even look like a proxy. This is your own high ground, man. Not good. Okay. Rogue playing a very funny game, though. The previous threat that he went for, I think really only makes sense because he wanted to be super safe early on, and he really did not want to lose another game to something silly. So he ended up winning it, but it's one of those strategies where if the opponent just opens up in the most conventional way possible, so say like a triple command center Hellion Banshee build, you're far behind as the Zerg. It's just a bit of a disaster. Oh, ByuN goes CC first? Okay. Yeah, we go supply depot straight into a command center. Sure, why not? Eventually, we will have some units out. But, yet again, right, if Rogue would have been aggressive early on, and this is one of the things that ByuN is just so freaking good at, just reading the series really well and anticipating what the opponent does. Like, it feels like a coin flip to go for a command center first, because you lose against a bunch of openers from Zerg just straight up. But he uses a weighted coin, you know, for the coin flip. Because rarely do we see this go wrong for him. Likewise, Maru likes to do the same thing with Terran too, where he plays very silly strategies that really shouldn't work very well, but he uses a weighted coin, I guess, because 9 out of 10 times he seems to get away with his greed. Now let's see how greedy ByuN wants to be, because this is a strat that has a lot of greed that you can do on the back of this as well. Like Maru, for example, has recently been going for a super greedy, like single marine, straight triple command center with double engineering bay behind the main base's mineral line. Like ridiculously greedy. Stuff that you really, look, he's already getting a second marine. Something Maru wouldn't really be doing. I think that goes a little too far, but yet again, Maru seems to never get punished for it. Rogue is checking, though, the far bottom right-hand corner. He's got lings running around the map, just to make sure that there's no proxy starport, blue flame Hellions, proxy Banshee. I mean, there's a lot of flavors of Terran that could be problematic here. But that's where the little lings are perfect. Yeah. Send them around the map, make sure everything is normal. Quick lair yet again. Wait a second. First 100 gas, straight to a lair once more for Rogue. So what Rogue has seen right here so far is not a Reaper, right? So now he knows with the Zergling Scout that this is a quick command center first here for ByuN. But he committed to the lair before that point, so I think the takeaway here for Rogue is that he saw, Roach Warren yet again, he saw that the opponent did not send out a Reaper early on, and he obviously has not seen any Proxy Marines either. So because of it, he is skipping out once more on the Zergling speed, going straight lair with the first 100 gas. Roach Warren when the lair is about halfway done, which doesn't really line up very well. Usually if you want to start up Roach speed right away, you need to start up the Roach Warren when the lair is about 1/3 of the way done. Like, what do we do in the next 10-15 seconds? Why did we make a lair? No reason. Okay. Yeah, excellent. He's just made a lair. Now we can use it. Very weird. That grinds my gears a little bit, I will say. It's probably not too relevant because this is such a weird game. It's such a strange series in general. You don't really replicate this type of game too often. But yeah, if we're gonna rush out a lair to go Roach speed, shouldn't we start up the Roach speed at the correct time? Anyhow, do we go for a strange Evo chamber once more? I guess he does have an Overseer. ByuN does not see the Overseer. The Overseer can be... He doesn't know if he's been spotted, but the Overseer here can be used to, for example, provide vision for a Nidus Worm, but he's just going to scout. ByuN will now see, okay, this is indeed a very quick Overseer, so that means there is a lair. Does that mean it's once more going to be a Spire, right? Like Spire on Old Republic, very common. We see Spire play on this map all the time. Zergs love going for mutas on this map. Not the case. We're just going for a Roach shove. We're doing the same thing as the previous game. What year is it? It's a very strange build. Yeah, we're just gonna send the units across the map and hope for the best. This is the I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope you don't have siege tank strategy for Rogue. Now let's count the amount of siege tanks that ByuN has. 0. He has none. Not that he really knows. I mean, he did see an extra barracks, but that really is not a takeaway that there is no siege tank out. But here goes Rogue. I was talking about how ByuN uses a weighted coin, but maybe Rogue knows something that nobody else does. He's just shoving forward with a Roach speed attack. Like, this is baby's first Zerg timing push. Like, when Bella is old enough, this strategy I will teach her in about an afternoon. She's gonna be Diamond League in no time, dude. He's droning on the back of this, but he's already killed so many SCVs. There is triple command center, though, available here for ByuN, so he can land the boys. Get some more mining going that way, but this is not over yet. I like how StarCraft strategies really are... They're circular, right? In the sense that, like, they cycle back around. So this is a build that people did in, like, 2010. And we have since moved past that point many, many times. But then when players get too greedy, it turns out the original strats are still viable. GG. Okay. And that takes us now to the Tato Citadel. Final game in this best of 5 series. What was originally a ByuN speed run, because I think he had a 2-0 lead at like the 6, maybe 7 minute mark. Oh no. I set the numbers in that order. I apologize. Even though he was originally leading the series 2-0, now suddenly Rogue has come back and Rogue is doing a cheese. Wait a second, these guys are cheesing every game. Now Rogue is the one going for a proxy, and I think this is a proxy hatch. Oh, I love it. The gloves are off. ByuN wants to wrestle? Let's fight. Let's get it done. ByuN wants to go command center first. Oh no, this is so awkward. What do you do now, ByuN? CC in the main? There's no way he CC's in the main. There's no way that's the right call. Command center in the main base pulls the SCVs to kill the hatchery? There's no way this is the right sequence. He has no mining here for ages. Maybe it is. I don't... Unexplored territory in StarCraft 2. Now, Rogue may have wanted to commit to a cheese. Instead, he's just expending himself. So he's taken his opponent's hatchery first, then takes his own. Now he went for a cancel on the opponent's natural and used the residual creep to build an Evo chamber. How do you like those NG Bay blocks now, ByuN? Okay, Rogue decided to just give up on it altogether. I think he shouldn't have. Yeah, he just... Okay, this is an absolute clown show. He went to check, right? He went to check because he didn't know if this was a CC first. So he cancels, went to check, realized, wait a second, it's a CC first. Here come the boys again. What are we watching? What are we looking at right now? This is round 2. It's horrible. I hate everything about this for ByuN. But maybe it's good. I don't know. I didn't realize I bought tickets to the circus. Okay, cancel again. Evo chamber. Boom. Yeah. I'm getting deja vu. I thought I saw this just about a minute ago. Like, literally the exact same thing. In the meantime, Rogue is taking his 3rd base. He started up Zergling speed. Nah, seriously though. When the dust is ultimately settled... So... It looks so weird. This whole setup looks awkward. When the dust ultimately settles, I can't imagine that this is not an advantage for Zerg. Because ByuN does not have any way of putting any pressure on the Zerg whatsoever. And Rogue has navigated this into a triple hatch opener now. Like, sure, he's taken some losses because he had to make some investments there, right? On the other side of the map. But ByuN does not really have any leverage here. Now, he's purposefully not showing the extra Marines too early, I guess. He wants to go for an orbital command, and he doesn't want to tell the story of exactly what's happening in this game. He also doesn't know if there's a link flood imminent. Baneling Nest. What, Rogue, really? Are we gonna follow this up with a Bane bust now? But haven't we set ourselves up for a perfect macro game? Evo Chamber eventually is gone. Is a Baneling bust smart? I don't... Oh my god, he's making links. Yeah, he's gonna bust it. I've been told that all Zerg players love busting. Although we don't really see it that often anymore. Rogue is about to bust. There's no wall off though here for ByuN other than the main base. But normally there's like a secondary wall right over here. Yeah. Here we go. It takes 5 Banelings to reliably blow up a supply depot. This right here is the number 6. Believe it or not. 7. Second time in this game that I set that in that order. Anyways, this depot is toast. This depot is super dead. It just doesn't know it yet. Unless Rogue wants to go for the mineral line on the low ground instead, or he sees a juicy clump of SCVs trying to get up to the high ground. ByuN is going Stimpack and combat shields right now, so he does have a nice backup plan, but I think his base is in a world of trouble. Marines over here get surrounded. Okay, he does counter 2, 3, 4 or so of the Banes early. Nice micro there by ByuN, but where are the boys going to go? He's trying to clump them up together so the Marines from the high ground can gun it down. I will say, this crisis management here from ByuN is excellent. Yeah. Remarkably good control here by ByuN considering the setup, but this is a disaster for Terran still. Although Rogue is making non-stop units on the back of this. Oh, he wants to get the rich... Yeah, he wants to get the double supply depot there. He wants to get the SCVs, but he's not really getting anything. He didn't know how many SCVs were clumped up together there, so Rogue wanted to go in. Kills 1. Decided not to commit anymore. Now Stimpack and combat shields are nearly done though, and Rogue is sitting on just 33 workers. He goes back to droning now and goes double even chamber. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. This is a phenomenal series. I just loaded this one up, not entirely knowing what to expect. But this is one of the most entertaining games of StarCraft I've seen in some time. And I've been casting a lot of long bangers. What's cool about this one though, is that all the games are quick. These are snappy games, not these long drawn-out macro games that are also highly entertaining, but this is just an example of the range that StarCraft 2 has to offer. These Marines on the low ground are stuck. Actually, I say that, not the case, but the mineral line is very, very exposed. That just now gave the Zerg yet again the worker advantage. Combat shields is done though, so extra HP right here on the Marines. Rogue decides to back up. Again though, what do you do right now as ByuN? No medevacs. Do you just go? Otto sees you guys though. Peeping Otto over here on his pervert pillar. We'll see you guys moving out. Yeah, the Zerglings were already ready for a run by into the natural expansion, but since he saw Peeping Otto over here, since he saw the Marines going up, the Zerglings have gone down south. Lair is now just about to be done though, and I think Baneling speed is a phenomenal upgrade in this type of situation here for Rogue. ByuN has smashed his piggy bank, went for +1 infantry attacks, which is awesome, but his opponent is double upgrading. So if ByuN wants to go for a push, I mean, he's YOLOing it right now. He may get paid for it though. ByuN, hello. All right. He may get paid for it. At least he cancels or forces to cancel on that one, but now obviously he knows there's going to be a lot of units in production. There's really no chance that ByuN is going to move on to creep. If ByuN believes that he can sit back and go for a push when +1 attack is done, he's going to be in for a nasty surprise because Rogue will have a 1-1 done. I'm always impressed with Rogue, man. Like, Rogue is really a bit of a beast. One of the absolute greatest StarCraft 2 players of all time. Yet I feel like not a lot of people ever talk about him. Ooh, nice targeting. Nice targeting. Still, though, there's just too many Zergy units. This is before both players finish up any upgrades, but this trait is massively beneficial for Rogue, who's now sneaking out a gold base as well, far in the bottom left. Things are going from bad to worse right here for ByuN. He's stuck behind this wall. And while he is desperately trying to build a wall and make the Zerg player pay for it, so far, the Zerg player is not paying. As a matter of fact, we have roly-poly Banelings here. +1/+1 is finished. We have Burrow just about done. Okay, +1 melee still needs to be finishing, but Rogue has got a really lovely timing attack. And like I said, Zerg players love busting. Sometimes 2 times back-to-back. I apologize. All right, let's see. They see me rolling. They hating. Only 8 SCVs somehow. You know what? That was actually about the worst case outcome, I think, for Rogue. That's cheeky. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, +2 has started up. He did leave a couple of Zerglings behind. Man, he probably wishes he accidentally would have burrowed Banes instead. But lovely micro yet again by ByuN. ByuN is so good at defending this type of aggression. Third base now finally landed. Infestation pit in the meantime as well coming up for Rogue. Rogue's been working away at this mineral line for a while. It would be really funny if he tried burrowing the Widow Mine on top of the Banelings, which does not work, but he doesn't know about the burrowed Banes. The only reason why it would be blocked is if there is a Zerg player burrowed, or a Zerg unit rather burrowed right in that spot. Ooh, lads, careful. There's a few explosions nearby. Rogue is gonna probably try and see if he can bait his opponent into the bombas. SCVs over at the third base, though, now in trouble. Yeah, they need to be pulled away yet again. Some of the Terran units are out on the map trying to control the watchtower. The Widow Mines haven't been efficient. But what about the workers, man? They returned to mining a little bit too early. Rogue is absolutely relentless. We're once more continuing that trend. The SCVs get snatched by the medevacs. ByuN saves it. He will go for the snipe over here. And this could be really nice for ByuN, but also a massive misread. Because ByuN now assumes that this is 3-base Zerg. When in reality, the real mining is happening over here in the far bottom left. ByuN sniped the opponent's 4th hatch, or what he believed to be the 4th hatch. But that was actually the 5th. So this could lead to a massive, massive misread. And you know what? For the millennials watching, for the Gen Z, Rogue is now sitting at 69 workers. Nice! Get it? Suck it, 67. You can go suck it. How about that? All right, Hive coming up. Yeah, this is a problem, though, for the Terran player. Where do you go from here? Like, how do you proceed? He knows that there is likely another base out there. I think he hasn't seen it, but... I hope for ByuN's sake that he's suspicious. Because if he isn't, he is just in for such a nasty surprise. He's gonna be outgrown by this Zerg player very fast. Widow Mine is gonna deal friendly fire too. More and more waves of Lings, though, are running in as well, and ByuN is gonna lose even more of his space construction vehicles. One of the medevacs desperately trying to heal some of those units up. Now the natural is being broken open. Some of the units will slip through the cracks once more. Mass repair attempted onto the bunker, but at this point, ByuN has no other choice than to GG out. Rogue even had Adrenal Glands, +3 armor. We have the Ultralisk Cavern on the production tab too. What a beautiful series. Rogue actually completes the reverse sweep and takes down ByuN 3-2 in this match. What a banger. GG.